Tonight we're going to do the evening chanting in Pali, which is on page 16, yeah. Going to be in the way when I bow. Yoso Bhagavata Samma Sambuddho Sawakato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Yassa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Dhammayam Bhagavantam Sadhammam Sasangham Imehi Sakare Hiyataraha Alopitehi Abhipujayama Sadhuno Bhante Bhagava Suchila Parini Bhutopi Pachima Janata Dukam Pamanasa Ime Sakale Dugatapana Kalabute Patiganhatu Amhakandi Garata Hitaya Sukaya Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivatemi Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sangham Namami Handamayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Pubhabhaganamakaram Karumase Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Andamaya buddha vigiting karumase Tanko pana bhagavanta Ewa karayano kiti sato abhugato Iti piso bhagava haraha samma sambuddho Vijja charana sampano sugato lokavidu Anuttaro pulisa dhamma sarati sata deva manusana Buddho bhagavati Andamaya Buddha Andamaya Buddha begetting karumase Buddha varanta varata diguna viyuto Sudha vinyana karuna hisamagatato Bodhe siyo sujanatan kamala vasuro Vandamaham tamaranam sirasa jinedam Buddho yosa bhapaninam saranam kemamuttamam Tatamanu satitanam vandamitam sirenaham Buddha sasamida siva buddho me samikisaro Buddho dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Buddha sahaniyade misaniranshi vitanshita Vandanti aham charisami buddha seva subodhitam Nati me saranam manyam buddho me saranam varam Etena sachavajena vadhayam satu sasanim Buddham evam dhammane yayam punyam pasutamidam Sabbe piyantaraya me mahe sumta sati tasa Dandamayam dhammanusatinayam karumase Swakato bhagavata dhammo Santitiko akaliko heipasiko Opanahiko bhachatam veditabo vinyuhiti Andamayam dhamma bigiting karumase Sadhamma jo supat upsawakatata digunayo kawase naseyo Yo magapaka pariyati vimoka bedo Dhammo kuloka patana tatadhari dhari Vandamaham tamariham varadhammametam Dhammo yosa bhapaninam saranake mamuttamam Dutiyanu satitanam vandamitam sirenaham Dhamma sahasamida siva dhammo me samikisaro Dhammo dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Dhamma sahaniyade misariranchi vitanchita Vandanti aham charisami dhamma seva sudhammatam Nati me saranam manyam dhammo me saranam varam Etena sachavajena vadayam satu sasane Dhammam evam dhammane yayam punyam pasutamida Sabbe piyantaraya me mahe sumta sati jasa Andamaya sangha dusatinaya garumase Swakato bhagavato asavaka sango Ujupati pando bhagavato asavaka sango Nyaya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yukani yata purisa pugala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Pahuneyo, Pahuneyo, Dakhineyo, Anjali Karaniyo, Anuttaram Punya Ketam Lokasati Handamaya Sangha Sangha Bigitin Karumase Satammajo supatipati guna biyuto Yotha bido variyapo gala sangaseto Siladi dhamma pavara sayaka yachito Wanda maham tamaliya naganam susudam Sangho yosa bhapaninam saranam kemamuttamam Tatiyanu satitanam vandamitam sirenaham Sangha sahasamida siva sangho me samikisaro Sangho dukkha sagata chavigata chahita same Sangha sahaniya demisaniyalanchi vitanchitam Vandanti ham charisami sangha supatipannatam Nati me saranam manyam sangho me saranam varam Etena sachavajena vadayam satu sasane Sangham me vandhamane yayam punya pasutamidam Sabbe piyantaraya me mahe sutta sate jasa
Sadokadipati Sanipati Patanjali Andavaram Yachat Antilvisatta Aparakka Jatika Esetu Dhamma Pampita.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammam sangham namasami. Made me laugh. You are trying to stop people from doing it with me. Okay, it's okay. So, it's very nice to be with you all. I'm still recovering a little bit from the fact that I've never taught people from India. So, you're a bit of a mystery to me. In terms of, I know we share many things with the human world, with the world of humans, but I enjoy the power of your energy. As kind of in England, people are very quiet and very sort of restrained and very, shy almost to talk about anything, So it's very nice to be able to engage a bit more and to have a sense of, something more engaging, I would say. Yeah. So we spend the whole day sitting quietly and noticing our mind. And sometimes when we think after so many years, what else do I have to learn? Is there anything more? And then the next thing is that I wonder what the goal is. Sometimes we get lost in thought about whether it's worthwhile or not, whether that will lead me anywhere. Will I be more confused after I am an arahant? Would I be completely powerless? Will I know nothing? Will I just be an empty vessel that's free from greed, hatred and delusion, but maybe I won't be able to handle my life then? I remember we used to be told that when you become an arahant, apparently you have to go and ordain straight away. It's a kind of old story that goes around in the world of Buddhism, I guess probably because they have to kind of keep on, I don't know what they had to keep on doing, but it always puzzled me. I said, maybe as you're an arahant, you can't just carry on living in the world. So this is, I always felt it's something to really rejoice, to be able to meet the path in the first place, to be able to get to know in this lifetime a path that is so incredibly useful and so incredibly practical and accessible. Of course, our mind continues to make a lot of difficulties about this path. It doesn't keep us, in a kind of state of peacefulness once we've met the Buddha Dhamma. Wow, we say, God, this is great, and then we start creating problem about Buddha Dhamma. We start creating, problem about little things, small things. Now, is my breath all right? Is it long enough or short enough when I do anapanasati? Is how many anapanasati I have to do before I can really let go of my meditation object, which is quite valid when you are in that situation, But I like perhaps the bigger picture myself, even though, we need to do the nitty-gritty work. But also perhaps because I come from a teacher tradition who saw the big picture in a way. Ajahn Sumedho was not so much, his own tradition was not so much into detailed method, but more into engaging with the mind, practicing. And when you are in a monastery, like the monastery of Ajahn Chai, he was very good at testing his students just to make sure that the anapanasati practice bore fruits, whether they just kind of got slightly sleepy with their meditation, whether they had any wisdom with it, or whether they were still full of doubts and full of worry and anxiety and uncertain about things. And so technically you would say that if you work at a practice that clears the mind and that brings a sense of stability in the mind just to observe, you would expect maybe that things will work better. Things will improve, won't they? Have they improved? Have you noticed? They have. I'm sure they do. They do improve. Yes. Sometimes they don't improve in the way we expected. Sometimes we think life is going to be easier. My friends are going to love me more. My teacher will notice that I have changed. That's a good one, this one. Now I'm special. But that's very normal, because for a long, long time we work all along the world of me, and that is a picture I like to bring it to you. It's like there's the enlightened view, that we can develop in our practice. When we can see clearly that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anatta perhaps not so clearly, because as you can be reminded that the self cannot really procure concept about no self. There are theses, written on not self. And I have to say, I have a slight, I shouldn't say that in public. I have my reservations on writing such a long essays on no self. But anyway, these three characteristics sometimes can be puzzling for people, particularly the not-self aspect, And I always say to them, anicca is relatively easy. Dukkha, this is something that's closest to us, We don't have any problem understanding there is dukkha. Although it takes a while to know really what the dukkha the Buddha is talking about, And even though when he talks about it, like saying that old age, sickness and death, I gave you a teaching. I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he says. I'll give you a teaching on old age, sickness and death, so that when the time comes, you're not tearing your hair out and going crazy. That's my interpretation and my vocabulary. You're not going mad when the dukkha of old age, sickness and death strike any one of us. So, but the anatta aspect is really puzzling for most people. And it's not really, I say to people, forget about anatta, just look at anicca and dukkha, and the anatta will become very clear as you go along. Yes? You will see after a while that the person you thought you had with you doesn't exist in the way that you think, or doesn't exist at all probably. We really have this belief of me, existing as a real reality, in control of things. Right? Even so we may study anatta, we still have a little bit of ourselves that still believe we control the world, don't we? Well, we do control the world, but I would say it's not controlling really. We understand the world and we bring the Dhamma into this world, which is enabling to, transform our mind into a beautiful refuge. Right? Not controlling the mind by saying, don't do this, don't do that. controlling the mind by saying you're terrible, you're awful, you're wonderful, you're great. You don't control the mind like that, in practice. I mean, you can say to yourself, you're wonderful, you're terrible, etc. But the actual practice is to begin to take, to commit ourselves to listen to the mind. To listen to this I that's creating always there. And I, by the way, is not a problem, is not a curse, is what brought you into this life, do you remember? So here you are. You are alive and well, okay, through the power of desire to be born. And it wasn't my desire. Can you imagine desire without you? No, that's right. Most people still think that they are really me desiring all the time. Sometimes it feels more me than other time. But when you say that, desire too is anicca, dukkha, anatta, you have to go slowly, because at some point people are really wondering what happened to them when they don't exist in the way they are used to. My desire is important. How do I do with that when the Buddha says it's anicca, dukkha, anatta? My anger is important. How do I deal when I'm angry? And the Buddha says you should not be angry. So this is not a teaching that you learn by heart or through books or through, through words. You have yourself to really notice. You have to be an observer. You have to be somebody who is interested in the life that comes out of this mind. Right? Basically, the Buddha is wonderful in the sense that he brings in your role as an intelligent being, able to understand what he realized, not through more learning, more traditional things, more kind of a belief system, but by observing the reality as it is here and now. So, from the point of view of ego, it's not a great sort of planned. Ego likes something more kind of perky and exciting. From the point of view of me, that everything is changing, dukkha and not me, nothing moves much out of this in my mind. But when you have had the experience of that, that's when the teaching becomes alive. Do you understand? That's when you start listening to the suttas. There was for many years I couldn't bear listening, reading the sutta. I find them really boring. Long list of everything. And they were quite, sort of uninteresting for me. I mean, not all of them, of course. But they didn't have a resonance in experience. They didn't have a resonance in what I knew. It's little by little as the practice deepens and then you begin to see the incredible wisdom of those teachings. They resonate. Your experience suddenly can be touched by what the Buddha says in his teaching. Yes? So, if you remember that the Buddha is a physician of the mind, that's how he is known in the suttas. He's kind of seen as a medical doctor of the human heart. And we're very lucky to have a physician that can help us to bring the mind into balance and to clarity and touch into the part of this mind that has the possibility, the incredible, amazing power to transform ourselves. Not a small thing, is it? Many people get depressed because they feel they can't do anything about their life. Many people can be depressed because they feel stuck in one little kind of prison of their own self. So to meet a teaching that has the power to transform us, this is really quite amazing. And it doesn't transform us because we believe in somebody else, because we think that God one day will come and help us, or some gods, or it Belief is not part of the Buddhist system. It's not a dogma, in other words. It's a path of experience and observing the result of your experience. So that, and the mindfulness enables you not to forget them. Mindfulness is a reminder, keeps reminding again and again. What am I feeling right now? How am I doing? Is what I say really skillful or unskillful before you speak? Are my thoughts really worth hanging on to? Am I having thoughts that are unskillful, unhealthy, unethical, negative? Not aligned with the path of awakening of the Buddha? Am I doing things that I regret and feel remorse and dwell on doubts and worry for days on end, sometimes years? So it's worth noticing, why do I worry or have remorse? From the point of view of the Buddha, these two aspects, fear and dread and remorse, It's just these two I call actually the guardian of the world. It's because we have remorse sometimes, people were asking me this early on, that we can begin to awaken up, don't we? You will not have waken up if you hadn't had this suddenly realization how remorseful and shameful people feel. So, it's a negative mental state, quote unquote, but at the same time, it's a state of mind that wakes you up. So you have to see the double bind in those experiences. Every time you have a challenge, every time you have something that makes you feel bad, there's also the opposite side. Either you start sinking with a feeling of badness or remorsefulness or whatever, or you start waking up. What is this telling me? What is this waking me up to? And what can I do to not carry on the same old habits? You understand? So these difficulties we encounter in our practice becomes allies. Do you understand? They become our allies in waking up. If you have the practice that you're doing right now, the strength of a refuge, the strength of the part of you that knows, that your mind is not, or is able to transform itself. The refuge in the Buddha, the refuge in the Dhamma, the refuge in the Sangha are just one refuge, really. When you bow morning and evening to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, this is a refuge of awareness, refuge of the Buddha, sort of wakefulness, Dhamma, the way things are, what you witness in your meditation, what you witness in your life. Somebody just shouted at you. Seeing the Dhamma in this is that you begin to you feel horrible, you want to punch them. The way it is that I feel horrible and I want to punch them. The practice is refrain from doing that. Remember your practice? You see? Life become much more interesting when there is restraint. Interesting enough, people find that if you bring up the word restraint, it's like going to limit all the joy and happiness of my crazy mind. But then when suddenly you realize that self-knowledge is important, is what you do in the practice. You are beginning to know your habits, you begin to know how to transform them. So the restraint itself is that you feel the first noble truth. You understand? I want to punch them on the nose. I want to shout back at them. But then you say, okay, I have taken a commitment. I have a commitment with what is good. Do good, refrain from doing evil, and purify your heart. So what is good is that you have a speech that is skillful. What is good is not to harm anybody, right? And so when this happens, somebody kind of swear at you or shout at you, and you feel this incredible gut feeling that you want to punch back with words or with physical action, you just begin to practice is actually begin to see that feeling in the heart and you drop it. At first, Ajahn Sumedho, I don't know if I can quote him, he said to me once, when you are mindful, when you take refuge in mindfulness, you have to be prepared to look boring. Because sort of tit for tat, type of person anymore. That sounds so clever and so kind of, smart. Right? You just feel, you let go. By the time you let go, all your anger and reactivity has gone as well. And the more you do this, then the habit of reactivity starts fading. Your reactive mind starts fading. You survive the ordeal of not shouting back at somebody who was shouting at you. You survived it, you get confidence in the Dhamma. You have gained confidence in letting go. Do you understand? And it takes a while to be capable of being misunderstood. Misunderstood. You're not the big guy that's just going to punch everybody and everybody's frightened of it, or frightened of this person, or the strong woman who is going to, that terrifies everybody because of her passionate anger and passionate whatever, So you just begin to see how the transformation takes place, not just on your cushion, but on your daily life. And if you live in the world where your meditation, formal practice might not be available all the time or often, then you have a work to do in your everyday action and speech and reaction, encounters, what you encounter in daily life. Most of the time, of course, we're not so mindful. We may be focused on things we do. We may be concentrated on the project. But the mindfulness is often not so present. We are very used to get concentrated on things. When you have a strong mind, you can concentrate on whatever activity you do. But the mindfulness is not often present with it. The kind of open, like the mind that concentrates goes this way, focus on one thing, and the mindfulness, where the vipassana takes place, this way.